Even after watching and rewatching this amazing movie, have you ever stopped to think about the huge number of questions and mysteries that still need to be answered and uncovered in Super Mario Galaxy, the movie? Why didn't Yoshi appear in the first movie? If you stayed until the very end of the first Mario movie and didn't rush out of the theater, you definitely saw the post-credits scene with Yoshi's egg hatching. That alone already confirms that the green dinosaur will be part of the cast in the next movie. However, despite that, Yoshi did not appear in the first teaser or the first trailer released for Super Mario Galaxy, the movie, which is the second film featuring the Plumber brothers who keep saving princesses. Even so, a lot of people wondered why he didn't show up already in the first movie. There was even a scene with several colorful dinosaurs running around, and many fans thought Yoshi would suddenly pop up right there. But it actually makes sense that he was left out. Yoshi is one of the most beloved characters in the franchise, and the movie already had a lot to introduce. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong, and many others. Adding Yoshi could have taken away development time from the brothers themselves. Not to mention that in other media, like the 1992 animated series Super Mario World, The Adventures of Mario and Yoshi, he always had a lot of screen time. Saving Yoshi for the second movie might be the perfect move, and who knows, maybe we'll even get to see Yoshi's Island in the sequel. Among the many other mysteries we still don't have answers for are, will we finally meet Princess Peach's parents? And why was that Luma able to be so cute and so morbid at the same time? Are we about to get a Donkey Kong rap too? We're going to talk about these and many other questions that will soon be answered in Super Mario Galaxy. Get ready, because we're about to blow your mind. Will Princess Daisy appear alongside Princess Rosalina? If there's one thing that's never lacking in the Mario universe, it's princesses. In that sense, only Adventure Time can really compete, since it's kingdom after kingdom over there. Besides Princess Peach, Bowser's one true love, and a key figure in the first movie, we now have confirmation that Princess Rosalina will not only be in the film, but will basically be an overpowered princess. In the games and in the second movie, Rosalina is the adoptive mother of the Lumas. After taking care of these little stars for a long time, her magical heart awakened, and she became the guardian of the cosmos, responsible for protecting the entire universe. But besides those two, there's also Princess Daisy, who did not appear in the first movie, and so far hasn't shown up in the trailers for the second one either. You might not know this, but she's considered Peach's best friend in the games. Known as the Princess of Flowers, her hair and facial features resemble older versions of Peach from the classic games. There's even a theory suggesting that there might be some kind of family connection between Rosalina and Peach. In the games, Daisy is very close to Luigi. Could a date be coming? Or is it just friendship? That's still up in the air. If I had to bet, I'd say she's definitely showing up in the next movie. That's why we believe and hope that both princesses will be in the next Super Mario film. Why did the Luma talk about death in such a happy way? One of the cutest characters that caught everyone's attention in the movie was, without a doubt, that Luma who looked extremely adorable, with a soft voice and angelic face, but who said the most depressing things possible, draining every bit of hope from anyone nearby. But after all, why is there such a huge contrast between that cute appearance and such a depressed behavior? You might not know this, but Lumas first appeared in the game Super Mario Galaxy, released in 2007, which just so happens to be the exact name of the upcoming movie. In the game's story, they are tiny creatures that resemble stars, almost like glowing droplets. Most of them are yellow, but some, like our little friend from the movie, can be other colors. As we mentioned before, these beings are directly connected to Princess Rosalina, who will be one of the protagonists of the new Mario movie, alongside the brothers and Princess Peach. One possible explanation for the Luma's strange behavior is the lifespan of these creatures. Stars live for hundreds of years, and that can definitely mess a little with their sanity. Living that long would make anyone a bit crazy, right? Another important point is that Lumas spend most of their lives wandering through the universe, searching for their mothers who have disappeared. That could explain how that Luma ended up being captured by Bowser, getting lost until she fell into his hands. Searching endlessly for someone and never finding them can lead to a constant feeling of hopelessness. On top of that, Rosalina herself tells them bedtime stories every night, showing that she's a very present maternal figure. That's why seeing that Luma locked up together with Luigi was sad. But let's be honest, it was also one of the funniest parts of the movie. Why do Peach's parents never appear? One thing that really stands out in the Mario movie is the fact that Princess Peach arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom as a baby, with a pacifier, through a portal very similar to the one that brought the Plumber brothers there. Because of that, she has no clear memory of where she came from or who her parents were, so saying that they abandoned her might not be entirely true. There's a real possibility that they've been searching for her all these years, while Peach grew up and became the ruler of the Toads. The movie doesn't give any direct clues about who her parents are, nor does it clearly mention them. If I had to guess, now that Princess Rosalina's presence has been confirmed, I'd say that in the next movie, this mystery might finally be revealed. That's because it seems almost certain that the two share some kind of family connection. Could they be sisters? Or maybe mother and daughter? We have a whole cauldron full of theories about Peach's parents. If you want a video just about that, leave a comment with the hashtag parents. Where was Toadsworth during the movie? Even though we still haven't seen or heard any mentions of the Mushroom Kingdom princess's parents in the movie, in the games and other media things are a bit different, but only a bit. That's because even though Peach's parents do exist, they almost never appear. Because of that, other figures in the kingdom ruled by Mario's eternal love end up taking on the role of advisors and caretakers. One of the most well-known is Toadsworth, one of the oldest and most experienced mushrooms in the kingdom. He's basically the royal steward and is almost always by Peach's side, helping, advising, and protecting her. But in the movie, a lot of people wondered, where was he? In one scene, inside the castle's Great Hall, when several toads are gathered, you can see a mushroom wearing glasses. For a moment, it looks like it could be Toadsworth, but when you look more closely, it's clear that it's just a regular toad who happens to need glasses. What's even more interesting is that we discovered, through a piece of concept art, that he was originally going to be in the movie and would even be part of Peach's War Council at the moment, when Mario accidentally falls onto the princess's table. But both the scene and Toadsworth were cut in one single move. That doesn't mean he can't finally appear in the second movie, but until that happens, we can safely say that this gentleman is missing in action and being a bit negligent in his royal caretaker duties toward Princess Peach. By the way, if that position is still open, let me know where I can send my resume. Now's the time to do the right thing. So go ahead and click the subscribe button below and give us that extra support so we can keep making awesome videos like this one. Why didn't Mario's father feel proud of him? Still talking about parents, right at the beginning of the movie, we see the Mario family gathered for dinner. There's the grandfather, uncles, Mario's mother, and father. We also see two characters who aren't officially confirmed, but everything suggests they are Mario and Luigi's cousin, along with his wife and young daughter. At one point, Mario's father drops a harsh line, saying that if Luigi keeps following Mario, he'll never get anywhere. That happens because the brothers quit the company they worked for to try and follow their own path. It's clear that Mario's father didn't believe much in them at first, but as the movie goes on, that view starts to change. By the end, he seems much more proud of both of them, even if he doesn't say it outright. Deep down, that pride was always there. It was just hidden behind a father's fear of seeing his sons fail. Will Wario and Waluigi appear? If you're not very familiar with him, Wario is an old friend and rival of Mario. He first appeared in Super Mario Land 2. Unlike Bowser, who is the main villain, Wario is more like that annoying rival who always wants to prove he's better than Mario. Waluigi was created to be Wario's partner, just like Luigi is Mario's partner. Nintendo has never made it completely clear whether they are brothers or cousins, since the information tends to contradict itself over time. Because they're such important characters in the Mario games, it's almost inevitable that they'll be introduced at some point in the Plumbers movie franchise. Even so far, we haven't had any confirmation that the two will appear in the second film. But one thing is certain. If they show up in the next movie, they're going to cause chaos. At first, they'll probably get in the way a lot, but who knows? As the story unfolds, they might even end up helping Mario and Luigi, just like they have in some of the games. Will the Koopalings help Bowser Jr.? Everyone knows that Bowser Jr. is going to be one of the new faces in the movie, and we've even seen a fight scene featuring him in a darker version against Mario and Luigi. But besides Bowser Jr., the Koopa Army has an elite force that is completely loyal and dedicated to their great monarch, Bowser, the Koopalings. For a long time, many people believed the Koopalings were also Bowser's children. But the truth is that they are simply his generals, serving the king of the Koopas for as long as anyone can remember. In classic games like Super Mario Bros. 3, each of them appeared in a different stage and had to be defeated. Each Koopaling has a unique personality, and all of them were inspired by famous artists. One of the most well-known is Ludwig, clearly inspired by the composer Beethoven. That scene where Bowser plays the piano and sings passionately to Peach is definitely not there by accident. It works as a direct reference to Ludwig, the music-loving Koopaling. And let's be real, piano is the perfect instrument for this kind of unrequited love song. Even though we haven't seen any of the Koopa generals in the first trailers, it's easy to imagine the Koopalings showing up in the next movie with a very clear goal: helping Bowser Jr. rescue Bowser from prison. After all, what better way to introduce these characters than showing them jumping into action to save their dad from such a humiliating situation? Will the next Mario movie feature Donkey Kong? A lot of people don't realize this, but the relationship between Mario and Donkey Kong goes way back. And yes, I mean way back. The two first appeared together in 1981 in the arcade game Donkey Kong, when Mario wasn't even officially called Mario yet. Back then, he was the hero trying to save Pauline, while the gorilla threw barrels to stop him. That rivalry still shows up in the movie, especially during their first encounter, when Mario takes quite a beating before finally managing to defeat Donkey Kong. After that, they end up becoming allies and even go together to New York in the final scenes. But Donkey Kong has an entire game franchise of his own, and according to rumors, a solo movie with the gorilla as the main character is already in development. On top of that, we didn't see Donkey in the first trailers for the second Mario movie. Still, that doesn't rule out the chance of seeing the Prince of the Gorilla Kingdom showing up once again. Maybe the real question isn't whether Donkey Kong will keep appearing in Mario movies, but rather, will Mario also appear in the Donkey Kong movie? That would be absolutely incredible. Since we know you love videos full of references, details, and Easter eggs, we're leaving 2 really cool ones so you can stay right here with us. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.